Hey, everybody. It's a good day to have a great day. And, yeah. Let's see, where do I want to position myself? Hello, people. We are giving people a chance to tune in to our Arkansas today. Hello, Julie Jones. If you would like to share this video, I would highly appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have a young artist who is 17 years old. Her name is Ari Grim. She will be joining us today. How's your day going? Hey Ari, and I'm just going to bring you on in 2 seconds. I'm actually going to share with the people some things we have going on at the Arts Council, and then I'll bring you on. And Ari, if you want to go ahead and share this video on your timeline, that'd be great. I'm about to invite more people to watch this great video. Post. Hey, everybody out there. Hey John, how are you? Again, hey everybody, I'm Drekkia Morning, the poet, the artist, the creator, and energy curator, arts and education program manager for the Arts Council. And today we will be interviewing Ari Grim. She's a 17-year-old spoken word artist. So I'm super excited to have her on today. If you could go ahead and share this video, because you never know who you could be blessing on this good Wednesday. I hope y'all having a good week so far. It is hump day, so we have like 2 more days in this week, and I hope y'all are maximizing on it. But some things I want to talk about before we bring Ari on is, at the Arkansas Arts Council, we are holding our state competition for Poetry Out Loud on March 13th. So be sure to look out for more information on that. Poetry Out Loud is a national poetry recitation competition for high school students. And right now, I'm currently still accepting high schools to participate in the Poetry Out Loud competition. It's definitely a great opportunity for any students interested in poetry, and those who aren't interested in poetry. It may give them a chance to actually learn something new and find something new that they might like. So be sure to contact me if you know of any high school students or schools, even home schools who have high school students that would like to participate. I think this will be just a great opportunity. This competition, as I tell everybody, is a chance to win some money. So on the state level, the first prize is $200, and the winner's school gets $500 for poetry material. And for second place, the prize is $100, and the school gets $200 to purchase school poetry material. Now, on the national level, first place is $20,000, and yeah, that's like $20,000 for a high school student who wins. Second place is $10,000. Third place is $5,000, and then 4th through 12th is $1,000. So it's a great opportunity to be a part of. So again, we do have Ari Grim, 17-year-old spoken word artist, that will be joining us today on Art on Arkansas. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. Drop them in the comments as I speak to go ahead this video so that everybody can see all this greatness that is about to unravel today. Hey, Ari. Hey.
Hey.
I'm like, was there a delay? Wait, was that a laugh? I didn't hear anything come out.
Is it?
Okay, great. So, how are you feeling today?
Nice.
Nervous? Really? Is it a good nervousness?
Yeah, I'm not good with answering questions.
Oh wow. See, look, you'll get over that today. So first off, I would like to say I actually met Ari at the top of this year. So in like the first week of January, I met her. I got to witness her facilitate some poetry workshops with some other youth. She's only 17 years old. She's a big ball of energy, and she's rolling out. But I heard she has a poetry book that's coming out, so I'm excited about that. Hope we get to hear about it in this interview. And yeah, so I'm going to stop right there, and I'm actually going to let you, Ari, tell us all about you. Time to shine. Like, who is Ari Grim?
All right. Well, you did just already put out the gist for me. I am 17 years old. Yes, my poetry is coming back about. It's coming along for me, and for you to say that you heard it was coming out, you is the one that's helping me put it out here. So I do give you some props to that. So thank you very much on that.
Thank you.
I have been writing poetry for a while now, and I did meet you in the beginning of January, which is kind of crazy because it's only February and we've done a lot so
Right.
far. So, I thank you for that as well.
No problem.
But pretty much, I mean, you did give out the gist of me. Wait, I'm Arion, but you can call me Ari. 17. I go to Aspire Langston Hughes Academy. I'm a senior, and I'll be graduating this year. I mean, it's pretty much.
That's pretty big. You'll be graduating. Wow, I'm impressed. So, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So, tell us, how did you get started in the arts? And please let them know your medium. I know I told them you do spoken word, but I think you told me you do some other things too. So if you could let us know what kind of art you practice and tell us how you got started.
So the art I do practice, it is poetry. But I also can write like, I wouldn't say short stories, but I can write about I'm gonna go with short stories. Yeah, I can write short stories. I could do journalism. I'm pretty much in the arts. My family is built upon the arts. My mom can be a writer. She can write. My dad actually is a poet himself.
Wow.
And my brother does digital arts. He draws, he paints. My sister draws. I mean, and my oldest brother takes photography and does music as well. So I'm pretty much of an art family. Well, art and athletics. But I really started poetry when I was younger, and I was going through some experiences with my family, and I didn't feel like, because I was young, that I could voice my own opinion because nobody would actually hear me. So I turned to poetry. And then I figured out through the years that my dad was a poet and that my dad's mom, so my grandma, was a poet as well. Like, they used to write, even though all three of us got different styles of writing.
Right.
I took on poetry from my dad, but I do think that I learned a lot from myself and writing throughout the years, and how to really process my writing and how to get it to where it's at now. Because when I used to write, it didn't have as much big words, and it was very repetitive and rhymey. Now it's not repetitive as much and don't have rhymes to it like that.
Right.
I really was rhyming. Thought I was a rapper.
Okay, you said you're a little rhymey. I like that. I be rhyming too. Sometimes get played out. What two words do you rhyme a lot? Mine is be and me. I use that rhyme scheme over and over.
Oh,
I know who I want to
I'd
be.
be like,
I'm
okay,
really
like my rhymes is like, yeah, it's kind of like that too, but mine would be like fly high, sky, die. Like you gotta have the ending words to it. Like if I, it was like, it's kind of in there. I
yeah,
mean, it depends. It really does.
yeah.
Because if I use be and me, I'd be like, yeah, this is who I want to be. This is me. I hope you know how to see. Like I really just be rhyming like that, and it was so ugly back then. I'd be looking back like, what was I doing?
What was I doing? Look, thank God
Lord.
for growth. So, how did
No,
art
serious.
impact your life? Well, I did say thank God for.
Oh, that's it impacted me in various ways. I mean, yeah, I did have traumatic experiences going through. I mean, who doesn't have them and who wouldn't want to express themselves like that? But it impacted me in a way that I can never say that I'm not grateful for. It took me from being a closed off person to not wanting to express myself to I'm gonna tell you how I feel now. And even if it's through a poem or if it's through me, then that's where I'm at. It taught me how to communicate my feelings more and put me out there because I never used to love I never used to like communicating because I always felt like I was gonna get in trouble for it. So what I did was I put it into a poem and I'm telling you this is how I feel. And if you take it how you want to take it, then that's cool. But I'm letting you know I finally expressed myself. You asked for it. Here you go. But it really did impact me in various ways because it got me from one point in life to another and to another, and it gave me a lot of opportunities as well, and especially to meet different people such as yourself. And yeah, I mean poetry is life. That's my passion for real.
Poetry is life. That's the phrase of the year. Poetry is life, and what you explained too, I really liked it. How you said, you felt afraid to communicate, but you were able to write well and articulate how you felt on paper. And I think that's a beautiful thing too. Like a lot of times we don't have that freedom to be able to say what it is that we want to say, so we put it in poetry because I feel like I've been able to get away with a lot of different things that I wouldn't say in regular conversation, but I'll say it in poetry. So I'm glad you said that. And we have a comment from Whitney Williams. You are such a great speaker. Thank you for sharing your heart with us. How would you get someone else interested in the arts? That's a great question, Whitney. Ari, there you go. Take it.
Okay. So how I get to be honest, how I do things is I have this gift, all right, and I don't ever really tell people, but I'm on live now, so I gotta tell it. I have this gift, and I understand, and I know where people are at and how they feel and what they feel. And so instead of me telling them how they feel so they can figure out stuff, I always tell them like, hey, maybe you should write. Or sometimes I'll be like, how about you draw? How about you listen to some music and speak it out? Think of some beats that you like. It depends on what type of person they are. And I noticed that a lot of people have artistic flows. They just don't know which way path to go. They don't know if they want to draw. They don't know if they want to use music to express it. They don't know if they want to become a rapper. They don't know if they want to do writing. They don't know if they want to do MC just to give out some beats to other people that can also write. I mean, the easiest way for me to get someone else into the arts, I show them a sample of what I can do, and then I let them know, hey, maybe you can do this, or you can do it in a different way. Maybe some people are dancers or singers. Sometimes they got to interpret themselves through their voice and through their own passions. That's how I see, like, if I can help them.
Right. Such a beautiful response. I just can't believe you're only 17. So impressed. All right. So my next question I had was, what have been a few highlights of your career? And actually tell us at what age did you start writing poetry and what age did you start like really performing and getting out there? And then answer the question,
I started
what
writing.
highlights do you have?
Okay, okay. So I started writing when I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, it was a little bit earlier than that, but I could barely write then. I was still in elementary. I'm still learning my ABs and Cs, but I started writing more and more when I was 8, and I started. It was around like third grade year. and I started writing. And I was just writing about how I felt. And I noticed that for a child, you're not supposed to feel this type of way. So then again, I started writing more in fourth and fifth grade. And then around sixth grade, I started to perform because I met a friend of mine. She's a singer. And then there was this competition that came out. And so she was like, hey, you need to come perform. So I did. And the first ever poem I ever performed for it was for them. Her name is actually Andrea Kitty, I believe. She's also another poet. She's the one that kind of got me started in performances, and I performed the poem "Pity Me," and that was my first ever poem I ever wrote about my family, about my mom and my dad, because that was a lot. That's what went on. So then the years transpired, and I got around to eighth grade. I got into this group called With Our Words, and I'm still in it today. It's a collective. It goes through any age realm from eighth grade to 23. And once I was performing there, I finally got out of my shell. And I was performing at different spots. I was performing at downtown, open mics. I would be going on my own free time because that's where I love to be. I love to see the crowd understand how I actually feel, whether you interpret it as this or you interpret it as that. As long as you understand where I'm coming from, then we going good. And then on top of that, I performed for Hamilton. And after I performed for Hamilton, I knew then and there I'm about to be performing forever. Because that was a lot of people. It's like I get more nervous for a smaller crowd than I do for like 500 people.
Wow.
That was so confusing. But, through my highlights is Hamilton, going with our words, and to be honest, my third one would have to actually be performing for you, to be honest, because when I read your book, I wanted to be like you. You became my hero. I actually quoted a few of your poems, a line, two of them, and I put them on my board. And every week I go through it and I see how this will connect to me in different ways. And I would rephrase it a little bit in my own words if I ever wanted to steal it. If I ever wanted to.
Look, I'm honored. Look, after I get off this, I'm gonna go cry. Wow, thanks. I'm emotional now. I can't take this. Hold on, everybody, 1 second.
I'm serious. I'm serious though. You really did. You showed me that there was more ways to it than just performing. You told it was you that the one that told me to actually write a book and actually mean it and stand by it and actually help me get there. Other people would tell me to do something and they would not help me get there, wouldn't show me the resources to get there and expected me to get there on my own. But when I was finally doing that, people would get me down about it. So then I just thought about it, and you came and you told me to write a book, and I'm like, you know what? She seemed like someone I should trust about it, so I will put my trust in it, and now we're here. So, life is great.
Aw, that is so precious. I mean, but I commend you. You've been really leading the process. I just give you the information and you take it and run with it. I think in life too, as an artist, people will give you a lot of suggestions. So it's actually on you to make sure you execute on it, even if they don't show you the ropes. We have so much access to information that that's why I always use this phrase, no excuses, only execution. Like if there's something you want to do, you can do it. You can find out how to do it. And if they don't give you the information, you go find it for yourself. All right. So kudos to you for just being active and actually making it happen, because y'all, she was ready to roll her book out in 2 weeks. And I'm just like, whoa, slow down.
No, I was serious too. I was like, okay, so what you need? You need the poems? Because someone told me that you need at least 50 poems, right? But then I'm like, okay, 50 poems. I only got a few. I don't have much. Mind you, that was in sixth grade. So now that I'm here and I've been writing for a long time, I felt like it was finally time for me to be like, here, it's time. And now that I know how the process works, I might have to come to you for my next book if this one goes great. Because, hey.
It will go well. Amen. Hallelujah. Wow. So, something else that I wanted to add. You said that somebody told you needed 50 books. To all the artists that are listening, just know, your art is your art. So you can't let people put stipulations on what you create, how much you create, what it looks like. That's why I explained to you through this whole process, we're doing what you want to do, not what I want to do or what I think is right. It's all about you. It gotta come from you. So Makisha Davis, hey Miss Makisha, it's so refreshing to see such greatness being manifested at such a young age. As you begin to express your voice through writing, how did the intended audience or persons receive your unspoken words? Now that you have begun expressing yourself through writing, do you feel more empowered to speak your thoughts as well? That was such a profound question, and
Duh.
that's that is my mentor.
So what's the question exactly? I heard two of them, I think.
I think your eyes may be better than mine. I look weird when I squint, so if you would like to read it out loud again, I think that would be great.
I don't even see the comment. Where is that?
Okay, it's
Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. Whew. Oh, that's a lot. Hold on. It's so refreshing to see such. Okay, wait. As you begin to express your voice through writing, how did the intended audience or person receive your unspoken words? Now you have been expressing yourself through writing. Do you feel more empowered to speak your thoughts as well? Okay, so to answer your first question, so the audience, the ones that I could say that really take you well in is because I do a lot of Black empowerment poems because of how I am and what I've experienced. And so now that I think about it, there was times where audiences would snap really loud and give me kudos for everything, right? You know, it feels great. But then there was also this one crowd that didn't like what I was saying, that felt like that I had too much power and knowledge in what I was doing. There was literally a group of people that came up to me and say, "You're not speaking facts. You have too much power. You have too much knowledge for a Black young lady." Now, mind you, I took in what they said. And you know what? I told him, "You're right. I do have too much knowledge, but I'm going to continue to grow my knowledge, whether you like it or not." That's on me. So I've dealt with a lot of people that did not like my poems, whether it was about love, whether it was about Black empowerment, LGBT communities, any communities at all, to be honest, young kids' voices, depression, the whole nine. I've heard a lot of people give me bad thoughts about my poetry. And how I take it is, thank you. I needed to hear that because now I know what I can work on and what I can and what I need to grow in. But what I also notice is that if you just are speaking to me saying that I have too much knowledge and stuff, then I'm gonna continue growing in that area and make more poems about it. And if it makes you mad, then it makes you mad. That's one. And two, my teacher one time after I performed for Hamilton had told me, "Can you write another poem?" I already told you this story before, but she's a math teacher. Mind you, she's a math teacher. We're just gonna add that in there. She is literally a math teacher, and she's telling me to write a poem about abolish slavery, as if slavery was abolished and it wasn't turned into different things. I was confused. So I gave her what she wanted and I made her another poem. But I put it in my words. She didn't give me what she wanted. She only thing she said was abolish slavery. Okay. George Washington, you said abolish slavery. Okay, thank you for that. And Abraham Lincoln. Cool. So I used it and I made a better poem for it. And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I actually love the fact that I can take what everybody's saying as a bad negative thought and turn it into a powerful poem for the next one. And to answer your other question, which was expressing my feelings, I believe that is what it said. Now that you have begun expressing yourself through writing, you feel more empowered to speak your thoughts as well. Yes. Yes, I do. What do I call her exactly, Miss Davis?
Miss Makisha.
Oh, Miss Makisha. Sorry, my mom always told me always use the last name. You know, like be respectful when you're talking to older people. But Miss Makisha, it's the fact that poetry, yes, it did change me in various ways. Like I've stated before, I would just say that I would encourage every kid whoever's been going through anything, even if it's just they were getting bullied or someone told them they didn't like their shoes. I would say write about it, draw about it, sing about it, make some music about it, do anything that encourages you to get it out. Because if you keep it in, it bottles you up and you get angry. You just get so angry to the point where you don't want to be bothered anymore. Then you go into depression. Then you only have friends that are the same as you. You attract the negative energy that you're giving out. And so I really do encourage kids to, like, I would say do poetry, because it don't got to be perfect, like, at all. You don't have it. It can rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme. It can just be thoughts and poetic lines,
Right.
if that's the case. But it's the fact that it did change me, because not only did it help me with communication, but it helped me within certain relationships that I've had. It helped me realize that I can't always be angry at the world because of what it did to me, or what it put my family through, or what my family put through me. I've noticed that poetry took that anger from me, because I can yell it out when I speak, or I can write it out in all caps in my poems as the ink is bleeding from my pen of me writing all this pain down and everything. It works. It works. I think kids really need to be in arts. Like, arts is bomb, because if I didn't have art, Lord, I don't know where I'll be today. You probably would have never met me. I probably would never be on this.
Right, right. I'm so glad you said that. Like, I like what you said. That was real poetic. First of all, I would like to say that. So I can definitely tell you are a spoken word poet, performing artist. So you said that poetry allows you to scream. Like when you write in all caps, it's like talking loud. Poetry is it's a beautiful thing. So I'm glad you said that, and that poetry has been such a big part of your life that you don't know where you would be if you had not had it. Because one of the questions that I asked you earlier was, how has poetry impacted your life? And when I reflect on myself too, like poetry really opened doors. So just continue to let it open doors for you. It really will take you far. Um, so that leads me to my next question. And you kind of touched on this as well, but I would like you to expound and elaborate or add whatever you would like to add. But how important do you think it is to have arts in education? Is there a delay? No.
Can she see me?
I can see you.
Hello? Oh, okay. I was tripping. Okay,
But
I think my internet was tripping. My bad. It kind of went out. I was all like,
okay.
Is she still here?
Right, there probably was a delay. We often have delays on live, but my question was, how important do you think it is to have arts in education? Or why do you think it's important to have it? How do you think it affects students? My thing is, I feel like having arts in education, it allows kids, again, on a basic level to express themselves, but it also gives them a chance to increase, like, their comprehension skills, problem solving skills, because I think art is like the gateway to creation. You know what? Art is everywhere. So give us your take on the importance of art in education.
Um, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make sure.
And to everybody that is still watching with us, thank you. If you could share this video, you might bless somebody on today. You never know, just by simply sharing this video. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop them down below and we will read them out loud.
So, education and arts in education.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, that's such a hard, like, it's such a hard question for me to answer. I got.
So answer this then, with where you go, is there an emphasis on the arts? Do you have a chance to express yourself, your poetry, your creativity?
No, I don't have the arts at my school. See, my school gives you art, but it gives you art classes, as in painting and learning about the introduction of paintings. Like, my art is college class art, so it's kind of there. if I go to college, maybe I could take a poetic class, but other than that, I mean, there's really not much to it. You
Okay.
know, like I wish they would give us stuff like this. I wish schools would actually help kids get into arts like this. Like they can help you write. Like the only thing I can say that they help you with is English and writing and vocabulary. And since they help you with that, you can write on your own and figure out your own vocabulary and words that you want to speak when this happens.
Right. So another question I have too, do you think poetry, like the art of like being a performance poet and writing poetry, do you think that kind of talent can be taught? Or do you think it's like naturally given to some people?
I'm gonna be honest, both, because you can teach people how to write, but you can never teach people how to feel, ever. And so I feel as if you're writing, it doesn't have to be in a poetic form. It doesn't need to be in a, like, you know how we do lines and stanzas? It don't always got to be like that when you express yourself. And I wish people would understand that. People would be like, you need to know what poetry is. You can know what poetry is, but you cannot force someone to actually understand and make them feel how you write poetry and how you do it. But, that's just me.
That's just me. Look, that was a word. You cannot teach people how to feel. I agree with that. And I say this probably every time, but I just want to reiterate the fact that being able to write and communicate a story through writing is a superpower. So I hope you don't take your superpower lightly. I believe other artists are magical too, but especially pertaining to poets, like it's a beautiful thing to be able to communicate a thought and an idea, and it literally, transforms somebody's life. Like you literally can transform somebody's life with words. Like you can redirect energy with words. You can create with words. You can give life through words, and you can even speak unlifeless
See,
things
it's funny.
through words.
It's funny because you can say one word to someone and you don't even know that you said it to them, and it can change their life in a way that you can get them to write. You don't even know that you got someone to end up writing poetry or making music or doing any type of art because of what you said. I can tell a kid that they have so much potential in their writing, especially when it comes to something else. And they ended up writing a poem and coming to me like, I dedicated this to you because of the fact that you told me that my voice has an opinion, that you are the one that can do this. See, people don't understand. It's the fact that kids now today are the ones that have the voices, and of course older people as well. But it's the fact, it's not always about what you go through. It's about how you see the world and what you interpret it as. Because I could be seeing everyone getting killed. I could be seeing everyone getting bombed and all this stuff, and I could be the one to say how I feel and how other people feel about it when I'm doing that poem, when I'm writing that poem.
Right.
When it comes to kids and education and arts is not given enough credit at all. Not poetry, not music, not anything. And it's funny because music has been taken into various ways, and it's going into our young kids' minds, and it's not even good music for them at all. Because everybody talks about is money, getting females, sex, and getting females. Like there ain't really much to it. There's only like 4 categories to it, and everything's just. I feel like that we need to set a tone and a voice for the kids, especially the new ones that are about to come up. Because yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I like how you say these kids like like you're not 17.
Oh yeah, I am. I be feeling old sometimes. I'm like 68 at heart. Like
She keeps saying these kids like she just grown. not even legal yet. Miss McKeisha said, awesome, Ari. I pray your voice and writing carry you far, and other young people will be inspired to release their thoughts. I'm in agreement with that. Again, everybody that's tuned in, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns for Ari, please drop them below. We will read them. She's a 17-year-old spoken word artist, and right, it's just so great to see young people out here using their voices and being unapologetic. So, Ari, my last question is, what advice would you give any upcoming artists, and I guess these kids, as you would say?
Look, back in my time, man, life was different.
Life was no crystal stair, huh?
To be honest, no, at all. It isn't. But what I would give these kids, these new upcoming artists, I would say, don't let nobody take your voice. Whether it's a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a relationship, your brother, your sister, anybody. Do not let nobody take away your passions, your beliefs, your words, and whatever you're saying. Because if you did, and if they did, they win. We don't want people to win. We don't want people to see that we're not knowledgeable no more. Mm-hmm. Whether we're talking about any type of poem, it could be a nature poem, it could be black empowerment about a certain community, anything. I honestly believe that I should say that. Please do not let your voice get taken away from the people that don't even know how to speak up themselves. Continue to express yourself through your own mind and body and empowerment of yourself. Because if you don't, then you are letting everybody else win. Whoever is going on in your life, whoever is having a say, do not let anybody forbid you from saying what you really feel and how you feel. Because this is your life. You are your own opinion. No one can ever tell you your opinion is wrong because it's your opinion. It's how you feel. Continue to feel everything that you can never feel in your lifetime. And I might be saying this, and I might be saying I'm being old a little bit. I've only experienced 17 years of life. But what I will say, within those 17 years, it's been hell. So through family, through friends, through the outer side of the environment, do not let any one of them take away your voice, whether it's anybody, to be honest. Your voice is the reason why we're here today. This is how we got here. Because we all used our voices to express that this is exactly what's happening. And instead of saying it in a disrespectful way, we used our words to show you in the most respective, positive way as it can be, what type of art you're doing. Don't let go of your voice, your passion, your beliefs, and how you are as a person for anyone else. Continuing to be you at the end of the day, because that's how you'll go far. Trust me.
Now that was a sermon. I feel like you were preaching on today. I want to just pass a collection plate. There goes some money for you. Thank you for that. That was really powerful. I really enjoyed that. So, good people who are tuned in, again, be sure to share this video and really tap in with Ari and what she has going. I did tag her name in this video, so you can follow her. And can you tell the people when your book is releasing, what it's called? Let us know about any upcoming projects you have.
That was a lot of questions. So, basically,
what's next?
My book is coming out March 12th of this year, 2021. I mean, you said what?
That's it. What's the name of the book?
Oh, inside, and the poetry book is called Inside of a Poet's Eyes. I get to give you a visual of how it's like to live and walk a mile with my shoes, through my words and through my voice and through my passions.
Okay. And do you have a website that people could visit?
Yes, I have a website.
What is your website?
You know, that is a good question. You should ask my person that's gonna publish it soon. So, Miss Drekkia, Miss Rice, you should
That's
tell them
right.
exactly.
I actually just put it in the comments. So that is it. But thank you again for tuning in with me, Miss Ari Grim. It's been a pleasure. I was over here taking notes. I just want you to know that. And I will be crafting a poem called Don't Let Right. So, because I'm not gonna let anybody take my voice, not gonna let go of my beliefs, and I'll keep going. So you just inspired me on today. Was there any last things you wanted to share before we close?
Yes. One last thing. It's actually Arion, Arion Grim dot sites at GoDaddy.com.
That's how I go.
Yeah, you put Ari, it's Arion.
Well, how about you type it?
Okay, I got it. Arion Grim.
Are you sure that's what it is? Cause
Yeah, Arion Grim. Yeah, because I just typed it on my computer. Arion Grim dot sites.
so it's definitely Arion dot GoDaddySites.com. Right, you have to put the whole web address, and I'll type it in here. There we go. All right. Well, thank you again. You have a nice day, and we appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. You too.